Starting off, watch out for Bharti Airtel. That's Amardev Singh's top trading idea for the day. We're starting off 1/4% higher. Nothing too dramatic, but 1/4% higher. About a third for the Nifty Bank. So this is actually a bit softer than what the pre-open may have indicated, if you will. And in fact, cooling off quite rapidly. IT too, very, very cool today. Actually, banks are the ones which are doing the heavy lifting. Mid caps and small caps, well, actually doing well. 0.5% for the mid cap index, the small caps about 1/3%, not bad going. Let's get the heat map and see if the large caps are showing any activity, individual stocks that is. So on the losing side, it's ITC, the top draw. There is Power Grid, Sun Pharma. Airtel actually starts off in the red. We'll ask Amar if he would want to buy it at these levels because it's starting off in the red. What's doing well? Shriram Finance, steel counters doing well because remember there is some duty proposed by the ministry and therefore JSW Steel picks up. ONGC, HDFC Bank, BL are amongst the others. Nothing too conclusive, Agam. Shriram Finance, yes, but aside of that, it's just maybe HDFC Bank and the steel stocks which are standing out as the big winners of trade this morning.
Yes, it's certainly a very interesting one, but steel stocks certainly, of course, on the account of the potential change in customs duty, not custom duties, duties with respect to certain steel products. But as you can see here, well, what we are keeping an eye on, besides the metal index, we are also seeing a little bit of strength in the PSU banking index as well. Realty rally continues. That's the other big mover there. And of course, FMCG, on the other hand, is looking at a knock of around 1%. Besides that, we're starting to see a little bit of traction returning to the oil and gas space as well. But let's talk about the broader markets, a handful of movers there. I'm going to start off with these names, which have, in fact, well, advanced. Well, of course, the mid-cap index is up around another 0.6%, as you can see on your screen there. And the small-cap index, too, up and about. And you do remember there are a lot of names from the broader markets comprise and come from the small cap index. But let's talk about some of these names. Now, I'm going to talk about the order inflows and names around which we potentially could see some amount of an uptick. So KPI Green, of course, scoring a large order. Solar Industries, that 2,000 crore export order, taking it higher by nearly 9%. And E2E Networks as well. E2E Networks, the only issue is that it's a relatively large stock and it's a tad bit illiquid. But besides that, of course, the positive trend continues here. Moving on, there are a handful of other names which are also in focus on account of, well, updates here. So Indegene, because of the Carlyle exit or partial exit, we're looking at a 6% decline there. Torrent Power, on the other hand, advancing. And Moil, of course, looking at record, volumes and record output when it comes to manganese, also looking at an uptick around 3.5%. Besides that, we have, brokerage notes. Now, Gujarat Fluorochem is the interesting one because MK, well, does suggest a quadrupling of EBITDA over the course of the next, few quarters and years. But they also still have about a target price of around 3,800 rupees per share, which is 300 rupees lower than where it is currently trading. And Precall is the other one. Of course, they remain constructive on that one. These are some of the names that we're watching out for. But all in all, perhaps the big takeaway from this is that we continue to see strength in the markets across overall. And a lot of these sectors are currently starting the day in the green. So that's always a big plus, Neeraj.
Yeah, but, well, specific stocks certainly in focus this morning.